Hey, babies. What's up, my darling MVPs, and how are you all doing? Welcome back to Sail with Mimiciously Mimi, where you get the gist. I see they do waiting. I see they hot. Of course, you know there is no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you here to subscribe to this channel? Or are you still sitting on a fat, long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking point? Like, how do you want to get the gist? I see they hot, guys. It's the first ever eviction night. But first off, I don't know, guys. I'm being kind of skeptical because, this particular video right now, I want to drop it hot, but network is trying to, stay in our whites. I don't understand. Like many G's that I've been bringing back to upload my videos, problem. This particular video right now, I hope it will actually go through when I'm done having this convo with you guys. But if not, that means you're going to be seeing it later tomorrow, right? But I'm just gonna try, network go trials, but we no go panic. Yes, we no go panic at all. Anyway, guys, let's just dive straight. And nothing can ever make me not gist with my people. It's not possible because the show cannot be interesting without you guys, right? So guys, my darling MVPs, omo, like play, we have our first eviction. Guys, everything turned out differently. In my mind, at the same time, I'm like, Mimi, do you really like this form of eviction? Or do you really want Biggie to change things? Things have been going through my mind like that. Let's start off how everything kicked out. So guys, as usual, Ebuka came on stage looking dapper. But there is something I noticed about today's live eviction show is that there were no audience. Yes, that is people who will be giving the yay, clapping and all that. There were no audience there. And I was like, why? Why is everywhere so calm? At the same time, something entered my head. You guys know protest is actually going on right now. And you guys know how much people hold this bbnaija show. If they carried it on their head, they'd be like, oh, show is going on. Why the country is going through so and so. Why is this show going on? This show is promoting immorality and all of those kind of tight talk that people have about this show. Those dirty perception people have about this show. So I think because of the protest that is going on, they decided to keep everything locked in so that people that are not supposed to have access will not use the room to come, or they will not find an excuse and say, oh, see, you people are gathering people to come watch your live show while protest is supposed to be going on. People look for every excuse to come for this particular reality TV show. Any which ways, the stage was calm. It was just Ebuka alone. There was no crowd, right? Ebuka went addressed the housemates. First off, he said hi to the housemates, congratulated the custodian holder, spoke to the head of house for being the two head of house for being the first head of house, holder. And then he now spoke about people that actually gave them tough time during the season because they had the Nepe who is actually on their head because of, oh, we did not do this, we did not do that for us. And then they have the 1 ex handy twin, that's which people gave them tough time. According to Ozzy said there was nothing like tough time. Nothing happened. That is just people being them, and that's just it. So guys, after all the conversation, Ebuka went on, you know how it is now, heartbreak and whatnot, came back to the housemate, and he was like, Biggie is to address the housemate right now. Guys, remember Ebuka told us on Monday last week that, guys, it's gonna be a bottom for thingy this period, and then the people you would have to the people that is going to be on the hot seat is the bottom four, which we already know, right? So Ebuka said Biggie would address. So, but the bottom four we need to know during the live eviction. So when Biggie addressed the housemates, Biggie told the housemate that, housemates, you're going to be the people that will save some of your fellow housemates, but right now you have the power to evict one of your housemates in the bottom four. So, and afterwards Ebuka appeared on TV and the housemaid, Ebuka started calling the names. He called the he called the Checkers first. You guys, I was super duper surprised. Like how? From where to where? Onyeka has been one person that is even making the show an interesting one with her Tatafo CNN news going everywhere, Al Jazeera, So how come they are among the bottom? I thought I was the only one even surprised. Guys, go to the social space. Everybody is surprised. You know how we do this, right? Every eviction time, I would discuss the normal show with you guys and the aftermath, people reaction and whatnot. We'll still discuss those one later on after we discussed all the main thingies, right? So guys, I was super duper surprised to see the Checkers and then the Radicals, Strees and the Tammy pair. But the one that surprised me the most was the Checkers. Yo guys, all right, then that being said, Biggie called on the custodians, right? That, oh, custodians, we told you that you have a power to influence this nomination, blah 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 ship, and then Biggie was like, okay, now the ninja now came in, right? Ninja came in and Biggie said, okay, the ninja is having the key, you just have to go take the key from the ninja, open the box, and then you'd have to read the details on the paper. So they went in. God so kind, it may seem as though they tried to pick a better box because they had made a selection on, was it on Monday too? They selected one box from the three because it was 3 box on that. I think one would even have evict one, save one, that kind of a thing. So they chose the box, and then what it says is save one of the nominated housemates. Of course, you guys know all of the housemates were up, but now that Ebuka has mentioned the bottom 4, right? That means other people are relaxed. They are like, oh wow, we are safe, So the Ndine pair, that is the custodian holder, what they did was save the what's the name? The Radicals. I'm like, okay, who wouldn't save the Radicals? Just like Onyeka is to the house, that is how Femi is to the house too. Just like the house love Onyeka, that is how most of the house love Femi too. You barely see anyone who would say a negative thing about Femi. He is all over the place. He's a sweet boy, So I know for sure that the Radicals are not going to go home. And I also know the Checkers are not going to go home because Onyeka is a lovely soul. Guess what, guys? Onyeka, she's so emotional. Oh my God. Baby girl started crying. If you watched her diary session, oh my God, you would even know that this girl is so emotional. She was even crying during her diary session, the way she was even thanking Biggie, I love you, Biggie, I respect you, all those kind of things. She's just overly too much. I think it's her personality. It's just her thing. She's just too much, So she was really crying. You needed to see the housemate went to comfort her. As she was crying, her sister too was doing same. Now the question is, will Onyeka change because she appeared on the bottom? Because now seeing her on the bottom, she might feel like, oh, is it because of the way I'm all over the place? That's why people do not like me. Maybe I should re-strategize. Maybe I should change. But she did not even know that is the reason why people really even love her. But because of she appeared bottom, it's a question right now. She'll be questioning herself. What do I do? What do I have to do? All those kind of talk, but it is what it is. I just really hope she doesn't change. Anyway, we'll talk more about Onyeka later on, okay? Because there is enough gist from people with seeing her in the bottom. There is just enough gist. But most of the housemates were just hugging her, were just talking to her. They said, oh, calm down, telling them sorry. They went to other people, still talk to them too. But the kind of emotional support and the Checkers got was higher. Meanwhile, the Ndine saving the Radicals actually relieved them because they are no longer in that tension of, oh, are we going home? Who are we going to select? So guess what? The pairs in their numbers go into the diary room to go mention the pair they would love to see go home. When I saw the people that are up, I'm like, the Tammy pair stand a huge chance of going home. In as much as you can never predict people, but at the same time, they are the people you would know that these are the people that might likely go because we've had Dami had issue with most of the housemates. And we've had most of the housemates go in their numbers in the diary session. And Biggie has asked them, whom do you less connect with? And most of them had mentioned Dami being rude. You see the point? So that was why I was like, the Tammy pair might likely go. And this was the first time ever that you would see live eviction show that the house is scattered. When I mean scatter, the housemates started going in their numbers to have some convo about whom they are going to nominate, whom they are not going to nominate. All of that kind of talk already. So when all of this was going on, left for me, I do not want any of this housemates to go, because they are giving us gist. They are in one way or the other, all the pairs are doing something. If the streets should go, how are we going to be having this interesting convo from Cassie and this boy, what's the name again? Toby, yes. And then if Dami, which is the Tammy pair, go, there's this triangle brewing with Dami, Trofa, and then Nelly. What is going on? Why are we gonna feel that, right? Dami and Tofa are very close. But any which ways, the housemate later on went in with their nominations, and guess what? Most of our guesses was right. I said because I'm very sure I was not the only one who think the Tammy pair would go. So yes, it obviously now official that the Tammy pair are the first evicted pair this season. Guys, in all of this thing that's going on, no lose guard, we still know that we're going to be having just one winner this season. Right? But the problem I think some of you all would have is loving those people as a pair. When they now disconnect as they are no longer pairs, some people will find it difficult. They'll be like, who are we going to save? Who are we not going to save, like amongst the two? Though I know some of you all like one more than one, but just your head should be there in case when they are no longer pairs, you would know whom you're going to be saving or who is your fave, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to save you guys from the stress coming in future so that you don't have time in thinking of, who will I not start voting for, So yeah, those some pairs right now, I already know whom fans would, because Ebuka said something. Well, let me finish. So when Ebuka spoke about the Tammy pair, that they are the ones evicted this season, the housemates said their goodbyes and they left, right? They got on stage. Ebuka asked Toyosi if she was surprised to see them leave, to see the housemate nominate them. And she said she wasn't, because Dami has actually involved in so many disagreements. So because of that, obviously you would know they would call them, And Ebuka asked Dami, how do you feel about it? Dami said she has tried her best to connect. Even when she offended them, she did apologize, right? But it is what it is. You could see, I was just feeling for Toyosi. This thing that say your pair can make or mar you. That is what happened. In this case, it's actually Dami. If not, maybe Toyosi would have still been in the house. I'm very sure she would also apologize to her pair and be like, hope you do, because she would be crying when they leave. She would be like, oh, hope you don't blame me and all of that. But the sweetest part of them leaving, and the only thing that would console Toyosi is that getting to the pool, they were also the least voted. You get. So if Toyosi wanted to, feel so much talk, if she see this voting, she would be like, well, we would have also gone home. But it would have gladly, at the same time, if they were so sweet and they were very cool with other people, they would have gotten the opportunity. Despite being the least, they would have stayed back in the house. But one thing me I like is, I prefer let the least go. Me, I love it like that. It would have even hurt me if I had seen somebody who were not the least to go. You guys remember the All-Star season thinking now? How the thing they pepper body where the judges will come save somebody somebody who is actually not the least, Yeah. So this was how everything happened. That Ebuka spoke to the housemate to bid his final goodbye, and he said that some pair they carry others while some are just stagnant. And I think that thing hit on what's it called, Shatoria pair. Because if you check it, why I'm talking about this thing, because I was just telling you guys right now, or for you not to lose guys, so that you would know that you'll be able to who you vote when this person dissolve, right? And I remember that truly among the pairs there are people who is actually carrying that pair, just like Ebuka said. If you go to the Wani X Handy, you would know among the twins who carry the pair. If you go to the Shatoria, of course it is this dude, what's the name, Sean, who is carrying it. The Wani X Handy is Wani that is carrying it. You go to the social media, everywhere is Wani. Then you go to which pair am I gonna call again? Some pair are actually at equilibrium, like their vibes is the same, just like the Badiwe twins. I cannot say OZ is doing more than OC or OC is doing more than, but if I'm to choose among the OC and OZ, I would even say OC, because I've seen OC, have I've seen OC involved in many this thing, but I think their vibe is same. You get, their vibe is same. So guys, that is just it though. Now so it happened, the Tammy pair is a goodbye. Tell me, what do you think about this nomination? How do you feel seeing the checkers in the bottom? Let's operate in the comment section. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. Bye for now, babies.